Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE Raw General Manager Adam Pearce shared a two-word reaction to Rhea Ripley's actions during last night's show. She lost the Women's World Championship to Io Sky earlier this month on an episode of the Red Brand. Last night on Raw in Belgium, Bianca Belair and Io Sky were supposed to sign a contract to make their title match for WrestleMania 41 official. Ripley interrupted, signed the contract, and attacked both stars. Ripley, Sky, and Belair brawled backstage later in the show as well. Pearce took to his Instagram story to share a two-word message following last night's episode of Raw. He shared a couple of images of the Eradicators' attack on the Red Brand and noted that it wasn't funny. Bianca Belair won the Women's Elimination Chamber match to earn a title match at WrestleMania 41. Ripley lost the Women's World Championship to Sky on the Raw following Elimination Chamber, but Ripley appears to be determined to be added to the title match at the show of shows next month. Former WWE writer reacts to Rhea Ripley's segment on Raw. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo took a shot at WWE fans for mindlessly cheering for Rhea Ripley. Speaking on this week's edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw show, Russo mocked fans for cheering for the former champion no matter what. He claimed fans will always pop for her, even if she doesn't do anything interesting. "You know, Chris, again, it's like we just keep going back to the same thing. Rhea Ripley never has to do anything and she's gonna go out there and they're going to pop for her and they're going to go crazy for it, you know, so it doesn't matter." Io Sky slapped both Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair in the face last week on WWE Raw after they ignored her in the ring during an argument with each other. It will be fascinating to see if Ripley is officially added to the Women's World Championship match at WWE WrestleMania 41 next month in Las Vegas, Nevada. WWE Raw took a shocking turn this week when Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley once again asserted her dominance, making a ruthless statement that left Adam Pearce fuming. While Pearce has had his fair share of struggles as WWE's on-screen authority figure, the latest move by Ripley pushed him to his limits. After the show, Pearce took to social media with a short yet powerful two-word response that sent WWE fans into a frenzy. The chaos unfolds on Raw. The episode of Raw began with tensions running high as Judgment Day continued its reign over the Red Brand. Rhea Ripley, the de facto leader of the faction, made her presence felt early in the night, promising that Judgment Day would tighten its grip on WWE. However, no one expected the shocking lengths she would go to in order to get what she wanted. In a segment backstage, Pearce was seen having a heated discussion with Ripley. The details of their conversation weren't immediately clear, but it was evident that the Women's World Champion was trying to assert her authority beyond just the ring. Pearce, however, stood firm, refusing to give in to whatever demands Ripley was making. The argument ended with a chilling stare from Ripley, hinting that things were far from over. Later in the night, Judgment Day took on Sami Zayn and Ricochet in a tag team match. Just when it seemed like Zayn and Ricochet were on the verge of victory, Ripley interfered in a way that crossed the line even by Judgment Day standards. She delivered a brutal chair shot to Ricochet behind the referee's back, allowing Finn Balor to pick up the pinfall. The crowd erupted in boos, but Ripley's expression was one of pure satisfaction. That wasn't all. After the match, Ripley turned her attention to an already battered Ricochet, attacking him with a rip tied through the announce table. The move was not just aggressive, it was a clear statement that Ripley was willing to do whatever it took to ensure Judgment Day stayed on top. Adam Pearce's explosive response. The WWE Universe expected Adam Pearce to take immediate action, and he did just that. As Raw went off the air, Pearce stormed into the ring, confronting Ripley face-to-face. The tension between the two was palpable as Pearce berated Ripley for her actions. But instead of backing down, Ripley smirked in his face and simply walked away, completely unfazed by his authority. Shortly after the show, Pearce took to Twitter, posting just two words: "Unbelievable. Unacceptable." Those two words carried immense weight. Pearce had clearly reached his breaking point with Ripley's unchecked power, and WWE fans knew this wasn't just another instance of a GM being frustrated, this was personal. Fan reactions and speculation. Pearce's response quickly went viral, with WWE fans speculating on what this could mean for Ripley moving forward. Some believe that Pearce could finally lay down the law and suspend Ripley for her actions. Others argue that Ripley's power within Judgment Day is so strong that even WWE management won't be able to stop her. One fan tweeted, "Pearce is mad, but what's he really gonna do? Ripley runs Raw at this point." Another commented, "Pearce better be careful. Rhea Ripley doesn't play by the rules, and if he tries to suspend her, she might make an example out of him." Interestingly, some fans even theorized that Pearce's words could lead to a storyline where he recruits a female superstar to challenge Ripley's dominance. Names like Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and even a returning Charlotte Flair have been thrown into the mix as possible contenders who could be brought in to put Ripley in her place. What's next for Ripley and Pearce? With Pearce's public outrage, it's only a matter of time before WWE addresses Ripley's latest actions. Will Pearce take the bold step of suspending the Women's World Champion? Will he book a match that forces Ripley into a dangerous situation? Or will Ripley continue to bend the rules without facing any consequences? One thing is certain, this war between Adam Pearce and Rhea Ripley is far from over, and WWE Raw is about to get even more chaotic. Adam Pearce to ban former Judgment Day member, Rhea Ripley to be replaced on Raw? For ways Mommy could be punished by WWE following her actions. Former WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley created chaos tonight on Monday Night Raw. It was during the contract signing segment between the current Women's World Champion Io Sky and Elimination Chamber winner Bianca Belair. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce was conducting the segment, but the Eradicator came out to disrupt the proceedings. She not only prevented the two from signing the contracts, but Rhea attacked both Sky and Bianca. She executed a powerbomb on a damage control member and dropped her on Bianca on top of the table. Rhea later signed the contract and walked away with it. Adam Pearce chased Ripley backstage. He told her that it was childlike behavior and that her signing the contract made no sense as she was no longer the challenger to Io Sky's title. However, the Eradicator persisted, and soon, Io Sky and Bianca were there once again, trying to get their hands on Rhea Ripley. Mommy's actions on the show might not go down well with Adam Pearce, and he might request Triple H to take action against the 28-year-old superstar. On that note, let's look at 4 ways Adam Pearce can punish Rhea Ripley on Raw. Number 4. Move her to SmackDown in exchange for Bianca Belair. Adam Pearce might ask Triple H to move Rhea Ripley to Friday Night SmackDown in exchange for Bianca Belair. Since the EST of WWE doesn't have any rivalry on the blue brand, she can easily move to Monday Night Raw and lock horns with Io Sky and the rest of the superstars. Similarly, Rhea Ripley can move to SmackDown. 3. Put her in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Adam Pearce can also punish Rhea Ripley by allowing both Sky and Bianca to get their hands on her. Next week on WWE Raw, Pearce can book a 2-on-1 handicap match on Raw. He might also put a condition in front of the Eradicator, saying that if she loses, she stands no chance for a match at Mania, and this shall also be the end of her claim for the Women's World Championship. 2. Banned from appearing on WWE Monday Night Raw until WrestleMania 41. Pearce can also ban Rhea from appearing on WWE Raw henceforth until WrestleMania 41. Since the Eradicator is turning out to be more problematic for Pearce and handling her is getting difficult, the GM can temporarily ban her until after the show of shows. Number 1. Indefinite suspension from Raw. Since Pearce and Rhea Ripley had a heated exchange on Raw tonight, Adam Pearce can also put an indefinite ban on the Eradicator. It was the second consecutive week that Mommy had disrupted a segment between Io Sky and Bianca on Raw. Therefore, out of frustration, Pearce can kick the nightmare off the show. Since Rhea Ripley is not featured in any other match at WrestleMania 41, it remains to be seen how WWE books her for the grand event. Will it be a triple threat contest at Mania, with Rhea being inserted in the match between Sky and Bianca? Only time will tell. Rhea Ripley has always been a dominant force in WWE, and her power within the Judgment Day solidified her as one of Raw's most influential figures. However, her recent actions have pushed WWE management to the limit, leaving Adam Pearce with no choice but to step in. After weeks of bending the rules, manipulating authority, and potentially putting the company's structure in jeopardy, Pearce is reportedly considering a drastic move, banning Rhea Ripley from WWE Raw or even replacing her entirely. While WWE has rarely punished stars as high-profile as Ripley, Pearce has made it clear that there are consequences for her behavior. Let's take a look at 4 possible ways Mommy could be punished following her controversial actions. 1. Adam Pearce bans Rhea Ripley from Raw. The most straightforward and impactful punishment would be for WWE official Adam Pearce to outright ban Rhea Ripley from appearing on Raw. While this would be an extreme measure, Pearce has proven time and time again that he is not afraid to make difficult decisions. This move would send a clear message: no one, not even the Eradicator, is above WWE authority. Such a decision would put the Judgment Day in a state of crisis. With Ripley being the mastermind behind many of the faction's decisions, her absence could lead to internal struggles. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio would have to adapt quickly or risk the entire group crumbling without her guidance. Pearce could justify this ban by citing safety concerns, repeated interference in title matches, and her disregard for official rulings. While Ripley would likely fight this punishment and attempt to negotiate her way back onto the red brand, Pearce holds all the power in this situation. 2. Rhea Ripley gets stripped of the Women's World Championship. Another major consequence that WWE could enforce is stripping Rhea Ripley of her Women's World Championship. This would be a brutal punishment, effectively removing the crown jewel of her dominance in WWE. For months, Ripley has used her position as champion to command respect and influence over Raw. However, if WWE deems that she has abused her power beyond redemption, they might take the title away from her as a disciplinary measure. Pearce could announce that her actions have brought disgrace to the title, prompting WWE to vacate the championship and set up a tournament to determine a new champion. This would shake up the division, giving superstars like Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, or even a returning Charlotte Flair the opportunity to claim the throne Ripley fought so hard to maintain. The backlash from the Judgment Day would be immediate, but WWE officials might argue that it's time for a champion who competes fairly rather than manipulating situations to their advantage. If Ripley wants her title back, she may be forced to earn it through a more legitimate path. 3. Rhea Ripley is suspended and replaced on Raw by a new female powerhouse. If Pearce decides that a temporary ban isn't enough, he could suspend Rhea Ripley indefinitely. This would create an opening for a new female powerhouse to step up and take her spot as the dominant figure on Raw. In WWE, no one is irreplaceable, and the company has a deep roster of talented women who could capitalize on this opportunity. If Ripley is suspended, WWE might use this as the perfect moment to introduce a new female force into the mix. Someone like Jade Cargill, a recent WWE signee with an impressive track record, could step into the spotlight. Alternatively, a returning superstar such as Nia Jax or Bianca Belair could be positioned as the next dominant figure on Raw in Ripley's absence. The Judgment Day could also be forced to adjust, possibly bringing in a new female member to fill Ripley's shoes. This could lead to major drama, especially if the faction feels betrayed by WWE's decision. Could this create a situation where Ripley is forced to reclaim her spot, or would the WWE Universe witness the rise of a new force in the women's division? 4. Rhea Ripley is forced to compete in a dangerous gauntlet match as punishment. Rather than banning or suspending Ripley, WWE could take a more creative approach and force her to prove her worth in the ring. Adam Pearce could announce that, as punishment for her recent actions, she must survive a brutal gauntlet match against multiple opponents in a single night. This would be a grueling test of endurance, pushing Ripley to her physical limits. She could be made to face 5 of Raw's top competitors in back-to-back matches, with her Women's World Championship on the line. If Ripley loses, she not only surrenders her title but also suffers a humiliating defeat that could shake her confidence. If she wins, however, she would reaffirm her dominance in WWE, but at a major cost. This scenario would allow WWE to showcase Ripley's resilience while also making her work harder than ever to maintain her position at the top. It would also create high-stakes drama, keeping fans on the edge of their seats as they witness whether Mommy can survive the ultimate challenge. What's next for Rhea Ripley? Regardless of what punishment WWE decides to enforce, it's clear that Rhea Ripley's reign of dominance is in jeopardy. Adam Pearce has reached his breaking point, and now, the Eradicator must face the consequences of her actions. Whether she's banned from Raw, stripped of her title, replaced by a new star, or forced into a career-defining match, one thing is certain: Rhea Ripley's journey is about to take a dramatic turn. Will she find a way to fight back and reclaim her throne, or has her time at the top finally come to an end? One thing is for sure, WWE fans won't want to miss what happens next.